Public speaking presenting. How to retain the best of the oral style and maximize comprehension and persuasion. Number 1. Make your meanings clear. A. Avoid being repetitive with your words. B. Be specific with your nouns. Don't say dog when you can say Yorkie. C. The simpler, the better. D. Don't use expressions like break a leg. E. Don't use acronyms. F. Balance between generalizations and specifics. 2. Use action verbs, imagery, and figures of speech. FS. A. F's. Alliteration, hyperbole, metaphor, personification, simile, rhetorical, and question. Slide 3. 1. Be appropriate. A. Match the formality of the event. Since it's oral, okay to use contractions. B. Writing is different from delivering a speech. C. Don't curse. 2. Be personable. A. Use he instead of one. B. Ask the audience questions. C. Direct them with you. Slide 4. 1. Use powerful words. A. Don't hesitate. B. Emphasize certain words. C. Show competence and certainty. D. Be confident. E. Avoid slang and cursing. 2. Construct your sentences. A. Short sentences. B. Direct commands. C. Active, noun, verb. D. Positive, avoid, does not. E. Use variety, including some long sentences. Slide 5. How to construct outline, introduction, transitions, and conclusion. 1. Conclusion. A. Summarize. I. Restate thesis. I. Why is topic important? I. Main points. B. Closing remarks. I. Use a quote that relates to thesis. I. Pose a challenge or question. I. Thank the audience for listening. IV. Motivate audience to take action. 2. Introduction. A. Get audience attention. I. Ask them a question. I. Say the context. I. Use illustrations, dramatic or humorous stories. B. Give a preview what you are going to say. I. Who is the subject? I. What is the goal? Slide 6. 1. Transitions. A. Intro to first point. I. 3 causes of topic identified. First cause in more detail. I. First argument, cause, issue. B. Start a first point, or one main point. I. First off. I. Mention another cause. I. Is second cause more important than first cause? C. First point. 2. Second point. I. Not is only topic caused by X, but also by Y. I. X is only one cause. Y is even more important. D. Signal next part of speech. I. So what is the solution? What should we do? E. Signal your conclusion. I. Like all in all. F. Signal exception to one point. I. However. G. Make a connection between a main point and another issue. I. We also need to look at. Slide 7. Major subdivisions of speech. Main points should be summarized at end of that claim being made. 1. Outline speech. A. 3 different kinds. I. Preparation outline. 1. Coherent and effective style. Template outline. 1. Relevant material in reasonable order. Delivery outline. 1. Keywords to jog memory to avoid reading verbatim. 2. Be concise. 3. Include actions you will do, like pausing or showing something. 4. Rehearse speech and delivery outline. Slide 8. 1. Rehearse your speech. A. 3 methods. 1. Impromptu. 1. Speaking with preparation. Manuscript. 1. Reading from a script. 2. Selective word choice for sensitive topics. Extemporaneous. 1. Speak with slight flexibility and have a sense of organization and what they are going to say in mind. A. Slide 9. A. Effective practice. Rehearse each time in its entirety. Time yourself. Treat it like the real thing. Make it as close as possible to the actual scenario in which you will be presenting for real. Do it in front of a mirror. Eye contact, gestures, movements. V. Adjust changes in between practices. VI. Do it more than once. 1. Slide 10. 1. Deliver your speech. A. Paralanguage. The vocal but nonverbal aspect of the speech. Volume. Take into account distance from audience, any competing noise, emphasis for an idea. Increase volume for keywords and make it low for seriousness. Do not fade away at end of sentences. Rate. Don't be too fast because you don't want to give your audience some time to think. Too slow and your audience's mind will wander. B. Articulation and pronunciation. Errors of omission. Articulation. Leaving out syllables from a word. Errors of substitution. Articulation. Adding on syllables to words. Errors of addition. Articulation. Adding sounds where they do not belong. Errors of accent. Pronunciation. Accenting or emphasizing the incorrect parts of words. V. Errors of sounding sounds. Pronunciation. Adding a syllable or sound. Slide 11. A. Pauses. Pause at traditional points. 1. Signal to move from one idea to another. 2. Help listeners separate the two supporting thoughts. Pause at the end of an important assertion. 1. After a rhetorical question. A. Audience thinks about what they would answer. 2. Before an important idea. A. Signals what comes next as significant. 3. Before speech and after it is given. A. Time to scan and assess the audience. B. Gather thoughts. C. Let ideas sink in. Slide 12. A. Body action. Verbal and non-verbal should not contradict. Eye contact. 1. Makes you look attentive. 2. Secure audience feedback. 3. Look around to different individuals. 4. Look to both the left and right sides and front and back. 5. Keep eyes soft, not too intense. Facial expressions. 1. Helps express concern you have about topic. Slide 13. I. Gestures and postures. 1. Stand straight. 2. Feel relaxed. 3. Communicate. Command, not nerves. 4. Avoid putting hands in pockets, leaning on desk or chalkboard, playing with hair, or touching your face. Backward leaning. I. Movement. 1. Emphasize transitions. 2. Introduce important assertions. 3. Step forward can be used to introduce a new idea. 4. Can walk slow and deliberately. 5. Don't rush. Slide 14. A. Using notes. I. Use your outline. I. Know your notes. I. Don't use your notes too obviously. B. Critically evaluating speeches. I. Subject, purpose, and thesis. 1. Subject worthwhile. Relevant, interesting. 2. Purpose to inform or persuade. 3. Narrow enough to be done in depth. 4. Clear purpose. 5. Clear thesis that sticks to one main idea. Slide 15. I. Audience. 1. Is the speech sensitive to social and cultural differences? 2. Speaker adapted to audience, willingness, and knowledge base. I. Research. 1. Is speech well researched, credible, and to-date sources? 2. Does the speaker understand speech content? I. Supporting materials. 1. Is the main idea supported? 2. Do they have purpose being included? IV. Major propositions. 1. Related to thesis. 2. Right amount of main points. V. Organization. 1. Pattern, style, manner. 2. Appropriate to speak an audience. 3. Is the speech followable? Slide 16. I. Conclusion, introduction, and transitions. 1. Conclusion summarizes and closes. 2. Introduction, get audience attention and clear organization. 3. Adequate transitions. I. Wording. 1. Language clear, vivid, appropriate, personal, and powerful. 2. Short, direct, active, positive, and varied sentences. I. Delivery. 1. Eye contact. 2. Volume, rate, pauses, appropriate for occasion, audience, topic. 3. Speaker clear and effective. 4. Body actions appropriate to speaker, subject, audience. Slide 17. A. Expressing and listening to criticism. I. Criticism. 1. Say something positive and give a solution to error. 2. Be specific. 3. Be culturally sensitive. 4. Limit criticism. 5. Be constructive. 6. Focus criticism on behavior. A. Do not assume speaker's motives. B. Listening to criticism. I. Be open-minded. I. Accept the critic's perspective. I. Seek clarification.